Alrighty, what's quacking, everybody? Today I'm here to hit you with a new build, the Krak-On roller. And I was sitting down and I was really thinking about these builds and going over the numbers and everything. I did some testing, and honestly, the builds for this, there's quite a few more than the tri-sloshers, but without further ado, let's get into it. The first build I'm gonna be hitting you with is just a basic QR Ninja Squid swim speed. This is just go fast, hold forward, just gonna run at you. The Kraken roller is a normal weighted weapon, so it's not gonna be as fast as your tri-sloshers or the lighter weight weapons. So this is just a nice hold forward, go fast type build. You're gonna have your normal, just regular QR, pure QR 5.3 respawn time instead of 7.5. And then also your swim speed is gonna go up just a little bit above the base. This is definitely not, like, if you're just holding forward, this is fine, but for the most part, you can definitely make a better build and utilize this. This is just a purely hold forward. I don't want to think about beacons. I don't have to worry about anything else. I just want to come back, kill things, and swim really fast. Alright, this next build though is more of a build that I might use personally myself, but after reviewing, I'm not sure how much I would use this build. This is just also another basic build that provides a little bit more utility to your kit and brings out more of the weapon in my opinion, with just comeback, quick respawn, Ninja Squid swim speed, and utilities on stealth jump, because you'll probably be jumping around a lot to get in because you have beacons. I highly recommend using beacons with this weapon, and there's reasons why I probably wouldn't use this build over other builds I'll be talking about later. But for the most part, you want to be using your beacons to really help support your team. You can put down 3 beacons and it's really helpful, especially if you have advantage and they just get a lucky pick, and it allows your teammate to come back really quick into the fight instead of maybe jumping to someone like the back line who might be a little bit too far back that they can't come up and support you, compared to if you put down a beacon that's next to you. And this is just the regular QR stats, along with the comeback active. So if you have comeback active, you have, your ink tank gets a buff as well, but you still have your regular, instead of the 5.3, you have a 6.4 respawn time. And then this is without comeback active for the swim speed stats, currently right here. So you just go down to 1.84 swim speed units per frame compared to the normal base. And then this is with comeback active, so it just goes a little bit above the base, but then you also, you get, just a little bit extra swim speed with the comeback, and it's just very nice overall to have. And not only that, but with comeback, you do get a buff to your special charge up, so it goes from 180 to 166 points needed for your special, which is very useful. And honestly, with how people feel about Kraken, and I think Kraken is overall just a generally good special. I feel like it's not broken. I feel like there's a lot of counterplay. It is slow. People can run away from it, but you can use Kraken as a good flank special to really catch people off guard. And that's when the beacons come in, where if you have your beacon down, you die, you have comeback, you jump to your beacon, you paint, you get special, and you come to a flank if they don't notice your beacon. So you can easily flank with this as long as the enemy team doesn't have awareness, or if you just have really good beacon positioning in general and they just generally just didn't notice compared to lack of awareness. And that's where I feel like this is probably a better build than the one previously, because you have sub power up. Now, sub power up is very useful because not only does it work for you, it implies 7 ability points to jumping to a beacon, it works for your whole team. So not only is it just beneficial to you, but it's for your whole team. And that's where I stress beacon play the most with this weapon, because beacon play can be very oppressive. And I think that's also a key thing into climbing if you want to get higher X power, or you just want to win your matches more consistently, is making sure that you're super jumping. I really feel like it's something that will propel you to just getting just a higher power in general, because I notice a lot of people in lower ranks just don't super jump out and they just stay in situations constantly. I'm also guilty of this myself at times, but if you're being oppressive with beacons and abusing people's lack of awareness and using super jumps like that, this is very helpful. And especially if your team starts using the super jumps as well, which can just get you guys an easier flank collapse on whatever the objective is, as long as you have good beacon placements. And then you have stats like this with super jump. And normally I stated in my tri-slosher video that I feel like a sub of quick super jump isn't that good, but I did some testing, and without you know, super jump, you have your base 3.66, but with 1 sub, it's 3.26. Now, I did some testing, and I came up with some numbers because I did them. So with 2 subs plus quick super jump, it reduces it by just slightly, like 3.1 seconds, just very slightly. But then if you have a main and a sub, it goes down to 3.07. Now this is from when I hit the button to jump, from when I land on a stopwatch. So the times probably are shorter because I'm not sure how it calculates it, but I think it calculates it off of air time, not when you're on the ground. So just take those numbers with a slight grain of salt, because I don't think it's how I calculated it is comparative to how the game calculates it. So I think mine are just a little bit longer. But overall, and even without quick super jump, if you're just using the 2 subs to power up, you go from 3.66, and remember, this is from when I hit the button when I'm on the ground to when I land. It goes from 3.6 to 3.4 with 2 subs. So that's still kind of big, and especially how other people on your team are going to run quick super jump subs, it's very useful to just run something like this, because overall you're helping your team in general jumping to your beacons. And these are just the swim speed stats right here. You're just losing 0.1. You're kind of going to feel it. This weapon doesn't feel... Personally, I like going super fast, but I'm willing to sacrifice stuff, you know, to make sure that it helps my team. And also, like, you get used to it after a while for sure, but this is something that you'll feel if you play quicker weapons like I do. Like, obviously, I made a Tri-Slosher video. I'm a Tri-Slosher Luna Neo main. Luna Neo is also a lighter weapon, so going very fast is something I like to do, and I really feel that speed. So when I play a weapon that's normal or heavy, I definitely feel that speed decrease significantly. But if you're a roller player, then this should be fine to you. Honestly, just that 0.1 and just the normal base weight should be totally fine. Overall, I think this build is definitely going to be something that I run personally, just to be more useful to my team, and it just overall covers a lot of things in general: your utility, your speed, you know, being able to flank with the ninja squid, stealth jump. I just overall think it's just generally a good kit, and something that I'm probably going to run for the most part on my roller. This next build is just pure meme solo queue, but I ran something like this with the Krak-On roller and the Neo Sploosh in Splatoon 2, and it does work. It definitely does work having all sub power up. It is funny, and just jumping back into map if you have good beacon placements and seeing your teammates just being able to jump back into map, it can get kind of hectic for sure, and you can definitely be an oppressive force. I do think this probably would be better on a Neo Sploosh for sure, because you can just paint up, use Ray, you know, move really fast to put your beacon down, get out, etc. For this though, this is just pure meme. This is probably something that you would definitely see in a solo X rank game, or just people just trying to climb in general. I don't recommend this, but I definitely think it would be funny to just do if you're quadding up with a group of friends and you just really want to just jump in and be super oppressive. But otherwise, this is just kind of like a meme, swim very fast, jump very fast type build. I didn't get to test to see how much of a pure, how fast a pure of it does, unfortunately, because I don't have the gear for it, but I'm assuming it takes off a lot and it's really quick. Browsing around, I didn't really know how much I don't know how I feel about this build currently. This is more if you want to use Kraken more than beacons and you just want to be oppressive with Kraken, because people do think it's generally broken and busted. I don't think so, but if you want to be oppressive with Kraken, you can with this build. It's just, you know, you're just using your special. You can go very fast, obviously, with the comeback swim speed. And then this is your special set. You go from 180 to 162, and then with comeback active, obviously you get more. And then with comeback active, it goes from the 160 to 152. So that's even better when you're doing comeback and you get your special back along with the special saver. So that way, if you die when you were close, you can get your special really fast. And then you'll also get your comeback buffs to your base stats as well. And the last build I'm going to cover is something that is a mix of the beacons and special power up. Personally, I feel like this is doing too much at once. you're not really catering to yourself. You're definitely gonna, like, if you at least wanted some form of movement, you're kind of lacking a little bit. It's just, you're still the same as the base. If you wanted like a little bit more movement, you're kind of lacking that with this build. And you're just kind of just giving it overall to just Kraken sub power up. This does work though, for sure. This definitely would work. It's something that I definitely probably wouldn't run personally, just because I feel like it's too much going on. I feel like you should definitely commit to either being more beacon focused or more Kraken focused if you're going to play this weapon. It's the same special charge, 162, and then it drops down to the 150 whatever, and it's just too much in my opinion. But overall, this is something that I feel like would be good overall. I did look at a lot of builds that people were running. It was kind of all over the place for a lot of different builds, but this is just all these builds are just concise in what I think, and you know, numbers wise and how they would just work in general. But overall, that's been the Krak-On rollers with some builds. I hope this has been useful. I hope you can use these builds, and you know, they can fit your playstyle however you feel like playing. If you want to cater to beacons, or just use the roller for Kraken, or you just like using the roller in general and you just want to swim around and be a menace with it. But anyways, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.